right, I'll start it off here. Double down, Dan. Your boy Rocky Prop, Rookie Bets, Rocky Bobby, Reverse Kermit. We're back with Degen Fantasy. I'm getting a new nickname every fucking week. When I come in every show and I say I'm on fire, listen, I couldn't be more fucking serious. I've made $100 every night for the past week and a half. Just absolutely fucking killing it on these sports bets. You're tuning into Degen Fantasy. This is my fucking Qui-Gon right here. Double down, Dan. Call me Obi-Wan, the young Padawan, the young fucking... Yo, that's a fire rap name, the young Padawan.
The young Padawan's pretty solid.
Would be fucking nasty.
That's pretty fucking good.
I'm rebranding my rap career, the young Padawan. So, Dan, we've been talking, every night pretty much. Being like, hey man, what do you got for tonight? What do you got for today? What do you got for tomorrow? What do you got for Thursday, Friday, Saturday? And we've been fucking absolutely killing it. So,
cleaning up.
Yeah, I gave you a little lay last night. Some of them, didn't hit, but the main ones hit. What do you think?
Yeah. No, honestly, it's been I've been texting you pretty religiously the last week because you're on a fucking heater right now. We're just riding the hot hand right now.
Listen,
that's all we're doing.
Tell you, in a house that has no fucking has no heating system, every room's got a space heater right now. Every room's got a space heater right now. I've been able to, accumulate some funds.
It's a balmy 83 in your house right now. You're just having a great time.
There's no joke. I can see it from my spot right here. There is a space heater in my kitchen, Dan. You know what that means? That means the parlays have been hitting. All right.
The parlays are hitting.
If I won my fantasy football leagues, dude, I'd have an actual heating system in my house.
Next year, we're going to work on that for next year, except for the league that we're in together. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we are in to the next round of the NFL playoffs, and the remaining teams: Green Bay, San Francisco, Houston, Baltimore, Detroit, oddly enough, Tampa Bay, oddly enough, and then the matchup that we've had almost every year: Buffalo versus Kansas City. And let me just bring up might as well just pop it up real quick.
Pop it up.
It's looking like a crazy round, and it's also been a crazy round for our sports picks for sports betting because it's a light week. The matchups are tough. There's a lot of shit that usually with a lot of games, a lot of matchups, a lot of shittier teams. There's a lot to exploit. It's hard to be able to take a Green Bay wide receiver or fucking in the playoffs we were talking about a lot about Jahmyr Gibbs not getting that share that he's used to getting because it's more of a rookie vet respect thing with the Detroit coaching staff where they're like, we're going to ride with our vet who's been to the playoffs before. I don't know if he's been to the playoffs before. I think he has been to the playoffs before and done well. And also we were looking at Jahmyr Gibbs a little bit and we were saying, oh, you like Jahmyr. We like Jahmyr because we've been making a lot of fucking money off him all season. But it's just that feeling of they're just not going to hand him the keys to the Ferrari in the playoffs because, he's just a young cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, again, this is probably the most frustrating spot. You see how much pop Gibbs gets every time he gets the ball, and they're still going with Montgomery. Montgomery's still very effective. He's not a bad back at all. You're right. He is the vet there, but man, they just have so much more of a pop with Gibbs in there. So it's exhausting to keep having to go back to the well with him. But hey, if we're going to be honest, there's one guy and one guy only you got to ride from Detroit, and it's Amon-Ra. You got to just keep fucking throwing him on everything because he's just going to hit every week. It doesn't matter. He's automatic with everything he fucking does, dude.
Yeah, we did a video. We asked Double Down if we should take Amon-Ra or Diggs, and he went Amon-Ra, and that was pretty hot take. People on TikTok did not like that answer, but I think it's pretty self-evident, and it also makes me think about damn, I wish I drafted Jahmyr Gibbs over Bijan in the fantasy draft. Bijan fucking had a stinker all season, and Gibbs just came out moving. And so we're going to get into our picks real quick. We have a special guest for you guys today. We're going to talk some more football, some more sports. We got some UFC tonight. But here are our picks for the night. Light slate. We've usually had a full screen, probably 14 picks, which even shows how well we've done going on certain nights, 11-3 for our picks. But we only got 8 this week because the matchups are kind of odd. Not a lot of players. It's a little bit of a rough week, but we're gonna get into it. We got
it's not. Let me preface this, okay? This is not a thing where you're gonna get 47 picks a week. It's not gonna fucking happen, okay? You want to hit picks. We want to hit picks. We're going to take the right spots. 8 picks is a lot of fucking picks. I'm just going to say that right now.
Is true.
Most people are giving you like 2 on a good night. All right. We're giving you fucking 14 almost every week and we're hitting. Okay. So give us a fucking break here. All right. It's 8 picks. It'll be fine.
It's crazy how like we've been like filling slots. Let me see if I have a display of our previous picks. Filling slots of picks and like something like this where we go like 11-3. Which is fucking a difficult percentage to hit, but I mean, when you're hot, and when you're fucking making money, your Bovada looks like mine, you know. So Dan, take someone off the board that you want to talk about really quick.
Let's talk Isaiah Likely. I think I like this pick the most. Houston is atrocious when it comes to guarding the other team's tight end. Mark Andrews is not going to go today. I feel like Likely's going to be in a really good spot to get at least 50, 60 yards today. Look for him on the anytime touchdown line, too. I like that pick a lot.
That's a good one. We were talking about the Jordan Love under rushing totals. I made a TikTok about this, and a lot of people were like, oh, this literally just fucking hit as I posted it. Jordan Love under 7.5 rushing yards. You know, we're just riding quarterback under rushing yards. We took Matthew Stafford to not get half a yard in that hit, and it's been doing pretty well, so I'm riding it this week. And then also the guest we're bringing on, his name's Nick Fine, a good friend of mine, good content creator. After we go through breaking down all these picks, I'm going to bring Nick on to see, what he thinks about our picks. We got James Cook. That was your pick, 61.5. What are you thinking there, Dan?
So the first matchup I think was really, really good for Cook. I forget what he had, but he had a good number there. I think if you're Buffalo, what we're seeing now is that they're splitting rushing and passing quite evenly, and I think it's paid off in dividends. I think that's why you see the 6-game or 7-game winning streak we're on right now. Not putting too much pressure on Allen and shit like that. They're going to look to get Cook going. That's the way you attack this fucking Kansas City defense, and everything comes off of the run. So you have to have a strong running attack here. So I think what a better spot for James Cook to go against a very weak rush defense.
Yes, I concur. I concur with that pick. Very nice, very nice.
And also we couldn't find. They took our favorite under rushing yard off the board on Prize Picks because I guess people were just hitting them for the under on Jared Goff and they were getting the shit kicked out of them. So they pussied out and took it off the fucking board like assholes. But if you can find that fucking line, fucking run it.
Is it on Bovada?
I like it. I'm looking right now, but I like it all the way up to a half a yard because he's not going to fucking move. He refuses. He just won't do it. So if you could find that fucking line anywhere, take it and fucking take it large.
And the crazy thing is we were taking these under QB rushing totals on the thought process of we thought that sacks counted against their rushing total.
Yeah.
And they don't, which is
they don't at all.
Crazier. I thought if you got sacked, that minuses you 5 yards. I guess maybe if they leave the pocket, I don't know if that counts, but it just goes to show that like that's why Jordan Love's line is a little bit higher, and I'm okay with that line. If that was at like a half a yard, I would not take it. Because unathletic
not on Bovada
quarterbacks do not want to run. That's crazy.
They took it off. They just took it off the fucking board. God damn it, dude.
They're like, we're not giving out free money anymore.
Hey, when it pops up, if you can find it on DraftKings, just fucking hammer the shit out of it because he's not going anywhere. He's not going to do anything. And if they win, he'll be kneeling down like we did last week. He had -3 yards because he kneeled down 3 times at the end of the game. Worked out perfectly.
And the only other thing you can get as close to free money as Jordan Goff under is Christian McCaffrey for an anytime touchdown. That's his goblin line just for 1 touchdown. That's only available on Prize Picks, but I'm pretty sure you can find him for just a touchdown for at least 1 touchdown on pretty much every other sports book. That goes without being said. He's fucking Christian goddamn McCaffrey. And then we got Kate Otten for 3 receptions. Dan, break down your Kate Otten choice.
I think when you're looking at Detroit, how do you beat them? How do you move the ball against them? I think you move the ball against them throwing it. I think this game plays perfectly into the hands of the Buccaneers here. So give me Baker, give me Otten. I really like Baker over too, but I wanted to kind of tread lightly on that and only give you picks I think are going to hit this week. But I think we'll probably have to throw Baker in there. But Otton really showed out last week, had 8 catches, really showed his worth. And when defenses are keying in on Godwin and Mike Evans, he's open. He's ready. He's always open. So I think I like him here for at least 3, 4, or 5 receptions.
Yeah, we made all these picks with the intentions of going 8-0. We didn't make these picks to be like, fuck, we got to give him something.
Mm-hmm.
We made all these picks with the intentions of going 8-0. The probably the hardest one to hit might be because it's the highest total, which is Amon-Ra, 93.5. But if you look at his last 5 game stats, he's cleared 100 many times. A dynamic, really well-targeted receiver on a great team, and I think he can exploit this matchup pretty well. So we took Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. It's such a fantastic name. Amon-Ra St. Brown over 93.5.
I actually renamed my son Amon-Ra, so it's going to be good.
That would be
it's good for him.
Crazy. He's like, this is my son, Amon-Ra, and then this is my daughter, St. Brown.
Just split up his name. Oh man, yeah. No, it's the highest total on the board. Yeah, but look at his last 5 games. It'll give you a little comfort. He's hit under this number 1 time out of the last 5. He is the X factor in Detroit. Yep. If he gets the ball and he's moving, it's going to be a really good day. I think Jared Goff is going to be able to slice and dice a little bit. Another spot where, I lean towards the over on that Jared Goff, so maybe throw a couple shekels on that as well. But yeah, he needs to get going for them to win this game, for them to stay in the game. I think we sit at like 115 yards today.
I think Amon-Ra is going to go in the top 8 next year in fantasy drafts.
Yeah, he'll go.
For sure.
I would probably say top 5, to be honest with you.
I think because people are still looking at Jamar Chase for like 1 through 3, and after last season and all the shit with Joe Burrow, he can't fucking stay healthy. I think it's Amon-Ra for sure. Harrison Butker over 6.5 kicking points, and then we got James Cook over 14.5 rush attempts. It's really easy. Harrison Butker, I feel like he's gonna kick the ball. Don't you think, Dan?
Yeah, he will kick the ball today.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I think you get 1 field goal, and I feel pretty good about hitting that. I think we're going to have a little bit more of a high-scoring game in Buffalo. I know that sounds kind of weird because it's cold and shit like that, but it's a clear day on Sunday, and fucking there is like 10 to 15 mile an hour wind gusts, and that's fucking nothing for Buffalo. So just we'll be getting a lot of points, I think. And then if we're just going to move on to that James Cook, he's gotten over 14 in his last 5 games, I think almost every game. So this is just a numbers play here. If the Buffalo's going to do what I think they are going to do, James Cook's going to rush the ball quite a bit.
I really much agree. And, I'm kind of pissed. I asked young Cavo as he walked through the studio as I'm doing my podcast to brew me up a coffee. And what does he do?
Doesn't brew you a coffee at all, does he?
That's so fucking foul. Someone who would brew me a coffee. I'm going to bring up my young boy, Nick Fine. What up, Nick? I got to unmute him. Hold on, I got you. There we go. Actually, Nick, you got to unmute. It should be right above that little square right there. You see it?
Yep, I got it. Sorry. Hello, everybody.
There you go. What's up, brother?
On StreamYard.
Yeah, so Nick's an avid sports fan as I am. He's an avid sports card collector as I am. And we brought him in today to just chop it up, talk about some picks, talk about some football. Nick, real quick, I just want to ask you, is there anything on these picks that, like, out of all 8, is there one on the board that you're like, actually, that's probably my favorite one?
Well, obviously, you got to go with the freebie at the bottom, the McCaffrey touchdown. I mean, just put your life savings on that. There's no way he doesn't.
See, I knew you were great for this show. Put your life savings on it. Dan says put the mortgage on it. It's absolutely perfect.
Well, honestly, there's a good chance we go 8 for 8 here. I mean, I think pretty much everything that's been said is kind of in line with what I think. Great picks overall.
When Nick Fine cosigns, that means fucking money's hitting my account. That's
we're gonna hit.
Yeah. So we brought Nick on to talk about some football today. He's got some UFC picks later for you guys. I want to hear what young Nick Fine's picking for all the matchups this week in the game. So I'm gonna really recap with our picks because Dan and I both took San Fran, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I took Baltimore. You took Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I took Detroit.
No. We both took Baltimore.
Oh, okay. I thought you took Houston. I'll have to check.
No, I took the Bucks.
Okay. Did you take? You took the Bucks.
I took the Bucks.
That's
here,
what
yeah.
it was. I took Detroit, and then we both took Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
All right, Nick. So what are you thinking for your picks this week, my brother?
Well, before we even get into the picks, let's just give a little round of applause for all the Giants fans out there like me, like us.
Yep.
It was beautiful last week watching the Cowboys and Eagles downfall. Nothing made me happy. Been calling it all year. It's same song, different dance.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it.
It
Now
was
their fans
absolutely
can wallow in the
fantastic.
sorrow.
Yeah.
I would much rather have the Giants win 6 games every year than go out that sorry. But Anyway.
Honestly, the NFC East just they were fraudulent this year. That's just what it came down to. Yeah.
Cowboys are fraudulent every year, but yeah.
Wait, Nick, really quick before you continue, as a fellow Giants fan, going into next season, who would you rather see at quarterback? Tommy DeVito or Daniel Jones?
I love Tommy.
DeVito.
We need
I
to
love
keep
Tommy too.
We got to keep Tommy in the QB room. I think there's a lot of potential there. But Giants have stated that we're sticking with Daniel Jones. I mean,
because they gave him so much fucking money.
I know. It's
not about the money. Not all about the money.
It
is because he is the most capable quarterback on your roster. I know that sounds fucked up, but he just is.
Hey, I mean, I saw it live in the Rams game. Tyrod was airing it out.
Dude, that dime,
Tyrod is he's so good at those long fucking bombs, dude. He's always had that, even when he was in Buffalo, but he's just not a capable quarterback. Like when it really comes to like every down play, Daniel Jones gives you guys the best opportunity.
No, but dude, fucking like at least Tommy and Tyrod are like fun to watch. Watching Daniel Jones out there looks like I'm watching a Starbucks barista throw a football.
He looks like he's scared. He looks like him and Joe Flacco like traded bodies. I feel like they like Daniel Jones a couple years ago was like what Joe Flacco looked like this year. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe the confidence is kind of shot there. Are you guys looking for a quarterback? I would probably say Dable is going to be looking for a quarterback shortly.
Fantastic.
I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to do it. And I don't think Daniel Jones is necessarily bad. I just think his problem has been our offensive line is garbage, other than Andrew Thomas.
Trash. Terrible. Yeah.
And he's just the type of quarterback that, he can extend plays with his legs, and he's done great things with that. But when it comes to going through his reads and his progressions, he's the type of quarterback that once there's pressure there, he panics and he freaks out and either takes a sack or makes a mistake. He's just that kind of quarterback. He has the intangibles. It's again, when we have a shitty offensive line and there's pressure in his face every play, he's going to fuck up.
And he knows it too. Have you seen that clip of him against Dallas when he's about to hike the ball and it zooms right in on his camera, right in on his face? And he like gives this look of like, he had no idea. Yeah, literally, he had no idea what to do. He literally looked shook. And right when I saw that, I was like, that's my QB.
And I honestly, like watching him like tear his knee up this year, I honestly felt bad because he's, regardless of what I just said about, his making and all this stuff, he's taken a fucking lick. He's been taking an ass whooping in that pocket the last 4 years, and he's showed up and he's showed up. He hasn't pussied out. He's been there every play.
He better be. We gave him so much goddamn money. He better be there every fucking day sleeping at the stadium. And dude, I saw Tommy DeVito in person at the Heat game. Bro is swaggy. Really? Bro is he was sitting courtside. That he's put
got Ragu money now.
Yeah, no, literally, they put a Giants fucking highlight on the Jumbotron. And I'm like, what the fuck are they showing a Giants highlight for? And then it's like Tommy DeVito, and everyone freaked fuck out, dude. That is true.
Tommy DeVito, listen, I watched Tommy DeVito, and I just want to after this, we're moving on because we ain't talking about fucking 74 teams, okay, anymore. We're not spending fucking playoff weekend talking about a team that's been playing golf since week 8, all right? Let's take a break over here. Anyways, after what I say, I watched Syracuse football. I watched Tommy DeVito in college. I struggled with Tommy DeVito through he's fucking horrible. I don't care what anyone has to say about it. He's not a good quarterback. I watched him play. He's not good. Okay,
Career
so
back.
Swag,
let's
though.
just
It's
look
confidence.
I don't give a fuck. I'm Italian too. I can give a fuck less. I'd like an Italian quarterback that can throw the fucking ball. All right, that's it. Simple as that. Tommy DeVito's not a good quarterback.
All right. So Nick,
All
I
right.
think it's time for you to give me some picks. So who you taking in the Green Bay San Fran game?
I mean, there's two teams in this playoff bracket that I kind of consider the same style of team, and that's Houston and Green Bay. Young teams, drafted
Mhm.
well, a lot of potential, but they just don't have enough to bring them to the dance yet. And when you have San Fran, who's a super team of veterans who can still play, well coached, both sides of the ball, Green Bay is going to put up some points, and they're probably going to do some good things. I really like that Green Bay team, and I think they're going to be mainstay in the NFC playoffs for the next 5 years. But it's San Fran.
Mhm.
And
I
just to
agree.
go even further, San Fran's probably my pick to win the Super Bowl. As much as I hate to say it, they're just the most complete team.
If they don't do it this year, there's a huge problem. And
If they don't
I
do it this
coincide
year,
on that.
they'll never do it.
If they don't do it this year, you got to look at the coach. I think. I don't know if Shanahan will ever get there.
Bring in Belichick, they'll be fucking loaded.
They're never going to do that. Belichick's going to Atlanta.
Please.
I called that I called
Atlanta?
that 2 weeks ago. He's going to Atlanta. It's happening. All right. So give me so you think Baltimore's going to win too, then, Nick, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So out of the two teams, who has the harder game?
Green Bay. Green Bay.
Okay. So Houston, like, do you think there's a world Houston upsets Baltimore?
Yes. And
Right.
what I think would be Baltimore's downfall is there's a lot of youth in that Baltimore secondary. There's
Mhm.
talent, but again, there's youth, and D'Amico Ryans, Stroud, they're not afraid to air it out. So
Mhm.
I think if there's any spot where Baltimore kind of falls short, it's going to be getting aired on by Nico Collins for a 60-yard bomb like we've probably seen in every Texans game where Nico's been on the field. So,
And we might see it again. You're right. There is a lot of youth in that secondary, and I agree. I think that Houston has the best, the most capability to pull the upset here out of the one seeds. Don't trust Lamar in the playoffs. I never have, never will. If Buffalo gets by KC and we're playing Baltimore next round, that's a great matchup. I think we beat them. I'm not concerned about Baltimore at all. I think it all comes down to what kind of Lamar we get off of a 3-week break here. And I think the public's on the wrong underdog here. I think Green Bay gets the shit kicked out of them today. I think it's going to be a really nasty game for them. I think I see them scoring maybe 3 to 7 points, and that's about it. And I think San Francisco is going to put just a fucking curb stomping on Green Bay today. And then I think you're going to get a weird game here for Baltimore. I think you're going to have probably like a 2-point, 3-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and there's some fucking weird shit going on. Baltimore's cold right now. They're coming off of 3 weeks of starters not playing, basically. So I think that's where you get the most possibility for an upset.
I got a question for you guys. Is Nico Collins the best wide receiver in that matchup out of both teams?
yeah.
Hard
better
to
than
say.
Zay, better than OBJ.
I would never include. I like Zay, but he's not on a Nico level for me.
He's their best receiver, though.
I don't know. I still feel like OBJ gets way more pop than he gets off the ball.
That's it. If
Nico just gets the most consistency out of all the receivers in the matchup in terms of targets.
That's another thing. This team is not like Baltimore's not a great passing offense.
And they spread the wealth a lot.
Yeah, he only had 3,600 yards passing this year. I mean, he was like mid fucking tier for passing yards. I mean, he's looking where I see games. I don't know how he's the MVP. I see games for him that are like 200 yards passing. Like I think Nico is definitely the most you would want to roster him on your fantasy team over any receiver on Baltimore, I think. Right?
I picked up Nico so early in fantasy this year, and I was so fucking happy. And then Tank Dell came in, and I was like, all right, I'm going to use this clout and get Cooper Kupp. And I traded Nico Collins for Cooper Kupp.
I think Tank's going to be great next year.
Tank's going to be fantastic.
Oh,
dude, Houston's going to be great for years
Houston's got to feel really good about going into next year. I think if they give Baltimore a game here, you found a quarterback, it seems like. Let's see what the sophomore slump kind of happens. Let's see what he's got next year. But man, he's just a goddamn quarterback.
If Houston was to get a fire running back, like a really good running back,
yeah, they got to get rid of
be
Singletary.
Unstoppable.
Singletary is not the guy back there. No, not at all. But if they had a fucking
he did great for my fantasy team in the second half of the year.
I can't fucking Singletary is like I don't understand how he gets yards. I'll never understand it. He did the same thing in Buffalo. I never understood how he was able to be a successful running back at all.
Dude, if Houston got Keaton Mitchell from Baltimore, they would be nasty.
You fucking love
Keaton
that guy.
Mitchell's so under. He's like Devon Achane, and they don't utilize him at all. Dude's quick as fuck.
2 crowded running back rooms you're talking about.
No, literally. That's true.
All right, so we both agree. Hold on. We both agree that Baltimore's gonna have their hands full. Correct? Okay, good. All right. Do you think Green Bay stays in that game, or you think it's more of a blowout?
I think I'm gonna give Green Bay a little more grace than you did. I think Green Bay is going to score more than 7. I think they could pop off 14, maybe 21, but still the final score, it's going to be like 45-14 or 52-21.
Okay.
Like I said, I think Green Bay is going to be able to make some plays, possibly in garbage time, but at the end of the day, I still think Niners take that game by 30 at
Can
least.
I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
I think everyone's kind of taking Green Bay based on that Brock Purdy game that he had where he threw all those picks and it was just a terrible meltdown. Do you feel that Brock Purdy is the X factor in this game?
No, I don't think so. You can't.
Every quarterback has a rough stretch.
Yeah, he's also not like he doesn't need to be a Josh Allen. He doesn't need to win a game. Like he doesn't. If McCaffrey has 150 yards, like San Francisco is going to win the game. Like it doesn't matter who's playing. You could play quarterback. Like it wouldn't fucking matter. Like it really wouldn't. I truly believe like he is the furthest thing from the X factor. Now, if McCaffrey has a bad game, all bets are off for that fucking
team. McCaffrey's your X factor then.
McCaffrey's the X factor for San Francisco. He is. If he goes, they're fine. If he doesn't, and you got to rely on Brock Purdy, who's not a fucking like elite quarterback, you're gonna have a rough day.
So let me ask you a question. Remember, I asked you we were talking about the Bucks. We were talking about how the Heat would play the Bucks in the playoffs and how they build a wall against Giannis. And I was like, how would they build a wall against Giannis now if they have Dame who can fucking shoot it from the fucking logo? And you were like, you just let Dame score 40 or 50 or whatever the fuck, or he's not going to beat you, and you continue to stop Giannis. Do you think that's kind of Green Bay's whole fucking MO is like, if you can just stop fucking McCaffrey, you can let fucking Purdy throw the ball to Debo 3 times? You just don't let McCaffrey beat you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid game plan if they don't have Debo and if they don't have fucking, who's the other guy?
Ayuk.
Yeah, if they don't, and on top of it, they have Kittle too. Is like he's a really smart tight end. He's not like top line fast, but like he gets into the fucking nooks and crannies. They have so many weapons. It's hard for them. Like it's hard for me to see anybody beating this team. I don't think what happened with that Baltimore game is going to happen in the playoffs, but what I do know is one of these teams always loses to this other team in the playoffs, and it's fucking Green Bay. They always see San Francisco, and they fucking it's like a fucking every year automatic. Yep. They always lose to them, and it's the same thing for Buffalo. Like if Buffalo doesn't get past fucking KC today or tomorrow, that's it. Like I'm calling it. We're just not getting past fucking KC. It's just not going to happen.
They got to do it this year. All right. Well, before we get to that, we'll get to that. So Nick, what do you think about probably the closest matchup of the week, which is Detroit and Tampa? What do you think about this game?
Detroit's home, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
My pick would probably be Detroit then. Going back to the Amon-Ra yards, that Detroit team is very well coached, and for some reason at home, they're just insanely good. I mean, it was close last week, but there's talent in that Tampa Bay secondary, but I think Amon-Ra is going to get open. I think Laporta is going to get open. Like I said, I think it's going to be close, and I love Baker, and I'm very happy. I've always loved Baker. I'm very happy that Baker's turning up, and he's proven their doubters wrong. But I just think Detroit, well coached at home with a passing game that's going to get open, with a running back duo like Montgomery and Gibbs. I think Detroit takes it. It'll be close. It'll probably be a shootout. It'll probably be another nail biter like the Lions game next week, but I do think Detroit at the end of the day is probably going to get the upper hand in that one. But it could swing the other way. I'm not saying it can't happen, but yeah, my pick's Detroit.
That's exactly my train of thought. Dan, why do you take the Bucks?
One, I don't. Okay, when it really comes down to it, I don't think that. I think the Bucks have the better of the defense here in this matchup. I also think the quarterback head to head, I would probably take Baker over Jared Goff when it really comes down to it.
Okay.
I think Tampa Bay possesses the most, like they have the most paths to winning out of these two teams. I think they could. Rashad White's come on; he's looked really good. I think they have a lot of Mike Evans and Godwin are still like really good wide receivers to have. Otten kind of showing out lately too. They have a lot of weapons, and I think their defense is coming on at the right time here. I know they were playing a Philly team that was kind of probably had given up, but just based off performance the last 3-4 weeks, I think the defense has looked really fucking good. And I think they'll give them a little bit of a fit. I don't think it's not like 100%. I just think if you're looking at the board and you tell me, which of these lower seeded teams has the capability of beating the higher seed team, I feel like Tampa Bay just has the most paths for victory. So like, let's say these teams play 10 times. I think Tampa Bay will probably win 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
That's how I think about it.
I like that take. I got a fantasy question for you guys because this is always something that I've thought about in fantasy football. Let me ask you this question first. Have either of you ever drafted either Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, or who's the other one? There's another one I had in my head. All right, let's just start with Mike Evans and Keenan Allen. Have you guys ever drafted them?
Unfortunately, yes.
No. Traded for him, yes.
Yeah? Who'd you draft, Dan?
Mike Evans, man. Mike Evans.
Dude, for some reason, every time draft comes around, I see Mike Evans and I see Keenan Allen, and I'm like, I want nothing, absolutely zero to do with them. And then throughout the season, I'm playing teams that have them. I'm like, fuck, dude, why do I hate these dudes so much? I should have drafted them. And they usually go in like the third to late second round. And Mike Evans had a year. He had a little bit of a slump midway through it. But Keenan Allen, just real quick, he had a fucking crazy year, even though Justin Herbert kind of shat the bed and the whole team kind of shat the bed. I just want to touch on that really quick. So I wanted to see if like everyone's like really big on them as much as I think they are.
We've all had Mike Evans.
I've never had Mike Evans, and I will never have Mike Evans.
You will. Eventually you will draft Mike Evans and you will like it. Okay, keep going.
All right. Bills and Chiefs. Nick, what you think, man?
Like we were saying before, if Buffalo doesn't do it this time, they're never going to do it. And if Kansas City wants to win this game, they have to bring their absolute best. That mediocre play that they've been having all season, I don't think it's going to fly. Buffalo has been on a roll the last 2 months. James Cook has been insane. That passing game has opened up really well, just not Diggs for some reason, but everyone else has been making plays. If Kansas City wants to win this game, their receivers need to catch the fucking ball. Travis Kelce needs to figure it out. And they have to walk into Buffalo and play their best football all year. And if they don't, Buffalo will probably shit on them. Not going to lie.
Yeah. Who do you think has more pressure on them? KC or Buffalo?
I would probably say Buffalo, just
Me
trying
too.
to get over the Kansas City hump. Kansas City's going into your house for the first time. You need to beat them. You need to beat them.
Yeah, that's the
Because they
feeling in
haven't
the
been.
locker room. Go ahead.
I think they're looking for fucking blood. I think they're tired of the shit.
That's what I've been fucking saying. If they, like, I went on a tangent on TikTok talking about, and I don't know, this is like the trending topic for all the fucking matchups is Buffalo KC. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm a dick riding fucking Buffalo fan because I'm a Giants fan, but like literally the fact of that they have to exercise this demon right now. I'm saying this because on top of it, they also know that if they do not do it this year, the entire culture in Buffalo, there's going to be a lot of changes because you can't roll out the fucking same fucking team again. You can't roll out fucking Gabe Davis and fucking Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen again with James Cook and think that you're going to be able to get through Kansas City every fucking year. It's the same thing with Green Bay and San Fran. And obviously, but they're in a different position. Green Bay's just happy to be here. Buffalo has so much pressure at the start of the season just to get to the Super Bowl, let alone fucking exercise this demon that is fucking Patrick Mahomes just fucking like hovering over Josh Allen while he sleeps every night like a fucking with his fucking fangs out.
Josh Allen isn't getting any younger either.
No.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's 27 this year. Okay, so all right. You guys are completely right. I want Buffalo to win, obviously. I think this is going to be a tough one. I don't know. I could see it going one of two ways. Either KC wins a tight one or Buffalo absolutely fucking stomps all over them.
I totally agree.
I don't think that there's a path to KC blowing out Buffalo. I don't see the offensive firepower. So if they're going to do it, they're going to do it slowly and periodically and through Pacheco and just short, nice passes to Kelsey. And it can be done. I don't think this Buffalo defense is on its last leg. Like we have barely anybody fucking to trot out to play defense at this point. We lost our two best defenders early in the year, Milano and Trey White, and we've been just kind of piecing shit together, just around a couple dudes that are really fucking playing for us. And Bernard, our most capable defender, is out, I would assume, after an ankle tweak last week. So it's going to be tough. All signs point to KC. I think everybody's on KC. I think Buffalo has more pressure, but yeah, you got to do it this week or you're fucked. And you're right. This is either coach gets fired and you start moving on and getting rid of fucking Diggs and getting rid of other people and rebuilding, retooling, or you win here and all the, coach is still hired and everything like that. You can justify keeping the same team if you get to the conference championship, but even then it's Super Bowl or bust for this team. And this is the easiest year honestly, this is the year that you have to get to the Super Bowl. You have to get to the Super Bowl this year.
And there's so if you take Buffalo and Houston with Detroit and San Fran to win in a parlay, your odds are plus 1,700. If you take Baltimore, it drops down to plus 275. And the one thing I want to say about, we were talking about banged up Bills defense, and then we'll move on to some TikToks in a minute. One thing I want to say is the Bills defense, the number one thing for me that they have to stop is Patrick Mahomes leaving the pocket when the play falls apart. Because against that fucking Miami defense, every time they had everything covered and they did well, the only thing they did not do was get to Pat. He ran for fucking 20 yards like 3 times. Like when he leaves the pocket, he got so many first downs. They got to keep him from leaving the pocket.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with him leaving the pocket. Where it stops and starts for the Buffalo defense, you have to stop the run. If you can lock up Pacheco, then they can't throw off of the play action. And that's when Buffalo gets caught with their fucking pants down. On the play action, they get caught with their pants down every time. So if you could stop the fucking run and know that there's really no fucking ability for them to beat you with the run, it's going to be a tough day for Patty. I think they caught hands down, in my fucking opinion, Miami was the weakest team coming into these playoffs. I think on the AFC side, anyways, it would be Miami and Philadelphia that were the most banged up, the most disillusioned, and they both got caught by teams and they both got the shit kicked out of them. That's just how it is. This is still the same KC team that fucking has looked like dog shit for the last fucking 3 months now. Like, this is still the same KC team that drops ball. I mean, Kelsey dropped like 4 or 5 passes last week, and it was only okay because they won by 19 points.
True.
If you're playing Buffalo and you're dropping balls like that, they're gonna lose. Like,
Kelsey looks terrible. Kelsey looks like shit.
You know, all those boosters that got to him, you know, they start bubbling up around the heart and stuff like that. He can't play as well anymore. It's so good.
Okay, all right.
I'm kidding. It's a joke. Jesus Christ.
Heart. All right, we're gonna roll into some TikToks for the slate of people to react to. This is Degen Fantasy. We're gonna hop into. Dan sent me a couple. I pulled a couple. Let's hit. I don't even know what this is. Let's hit it.
No disrespect. What year is this for, Pat? 7 or 8? 7. 7, right? He's only been here once, so he's never been here. Simple as that. Pat has never been to the Bills Stadium in full effect. I'm excited because the environment will be different, and not to say it's in our favor, but stadium is our favor. I don't care what nobody says. This is the most dopest feeling I've ever had. Like, we're having 2 back-to-back playoff games home. Like, come on now. Like, we get to leave and go eat wings. Like it's cool. So good luck.
I grabbed that one because I want to hear, Dan, as a Bills fan, how does that make you feel? If that was me and that was my team, I'd be like, oh, this is not off to a good start.
No, why is it not off to a good start? I want them to think that they can
win some wings. Bro, that's not what the fuck he's supposed to be saying. I would have been.
He's just saying he's in his backyard. He's just saying he's in his backyard and he gets to go home afterwards and all this shit.
Cold wings after a terrible L.
I mean, hey, listen. Whoa,
listen now.
Fucking take it easy.
Hey.
No, he's just. I want him to be confident. Would you rather him be like, yeah, no, I'm super nervous about
but
this.
But he doesn't look
game
confident.
I think we're gonna lose.
He's like, I mean, is Patty at home? That's what it is. He's like, Pat's not home.
He's being confident. That's all it is. He's fucking saying they're gonna.
I would have rather him come out and be like, listen, I don't care if we're in Kansas City, Miami, fucking Mars. I don't care where we're playing this football game. I'm gonna blow the doors off Patrick Mahomes' offensive line and absolutely just fucking murder him. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear.
That's the left tackle. What's he supposed to say? I'm gonna block really well this week. Like, yeah, no shit, you fucking moron. Of course you're gonna block really well this week. What the fuck? It's a left tackle, man.
Fantasy. I don't know what that is.
Listen, what's he gonna do? I'm gonna score 6 touchdowns this week and we're gonna fucking win. No, he's gonna talk. Let him talk shit. Who gives a fuck?
That's just one of those classic quotes where I totally agree with him and he's right. But if they lose, everyone's gonna post that shit.
They're gonna be all over him.
Yeah, but I'd rather him be confident and not come out and be like, yeah, really respect the Chiefs. Really concerned about how we're gonna block them. I fucking don't. I don't know what we're gonna do here. We're kind of fucked. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to block him. I'd rather him say what he said than that.
Okay. All right. I'll give that to you. All right. Let's get into another one. I don't know what this is. We're going to play.
I just found some insane referee trends for NFL divisional weekend, and you need to know about them. First up, we have John Hussey, and he's the referee for the Texans-Ravens game in Baltimore. And if you've watched any of our referee videos before, then you remember Hussey home teams. Home teams do really well when John Hussey's referee, but specifically for this game, I wanted to look at point spreads of 7 or more. Favorites of greater than a touchdown are 22-11 against the spread. That's 66% when John Hussey's the referee. He would like you to take the Ravens -9.5. Then we got Sean Hakuli, and he is reffing the Bills-Chiefs game in Buffalo. And offenses tend to stall out when he is the head official. The total for this game is set at 45.5, and unders when Hakuli is the referee are 55 and 39. That's 58% to the under. And lastly, we got everyone's favorite zebra, Bill Vinovich, who's going to have the Buccaneers-Lions game in Detroit. And you may already know about Vinovich unders and Vinovich dogs, but this is a special spot because the Bucs are catching 6.5. Underdogs of 6.5 points or more when Bill Vinovich is the referee are 33 and 16 against the spread. That's 67%. Let me know if you guys are going to be taking any of these, and if you want to join us for divisional weekend, just hit up the profile. Let's get.
That'll do it for him. Yeah, chill on my goddamn podcast.
Okay,
All right, so
the
Dan,
way
you
he
wanted us
said
to watch
the
that,
way
not-
he said Hakuli was fucking killing me. Jesus
Hakuli.
Christ. Hakuli.
Hakuli.
Yeah, what he didn't tell you is that the Buffalo Bills are the most penalized team in the league when Sean Hakuli is playing, when he's the head referee. So be careful in that spot. I would stay the fucking furthest away from the Bills that you can. No, it's not good.
It's not good.
No,
God,
it's not good at all. Buffalo is hey, listen, Buffalo is by far the most penalized team when he is the head ref. So just be careful with that. But yeah, no, that Ravens one and that Bucks one, I love it. I'm gonna pair those two lines together and I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, because we looked at a couple other videos this year talking about refs and talking about how it affects betting lines. And there was one dude on Instagram who like literally has a cloak over his head and talks with a voice modulator. And I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this. But I mean, there's
Hey, we
certain
wrote
trends
it.
you can ride.
We wrote
can't
it,
wait.
and it fucking hit, buddy. It's been hitting. I've been looking out for Torvald or whatever his fucking name is. Hits every time. Tolbert maybe or some shit.
Yeah, something like that. But Nick, what it was is this dude was saying when in games, it was like a voice modulator. He's like, in game where Brandon Tolbert fucking hits, when he refs, it's the over hits at a 95% clip. We were like, is
in
this
prime
true?
time or some shit like that?
Yeah, in prime time. So we were
crazy.
like, as a segment, we're like, let's just tail this dumbass draft this pick strategy, and it's been hitting every primetime game when he refs the over hits every time. It's so crazy.
it's great. It's awesome.
So what you're saying is I can make like a premium betting like Twitter and just have a voice modulator and a mask and I could just say random things and make
So
money.
if you guys would like to follow us on our premium Instagram,
yes,
listen, so it's $10 a week or $30 a month. You'll get our exclusive picks and parlays of the day, hits and misses displayed, open DM for questions and thoughts, and member choice picks of the week. It's $10 off if you pay monthly, and that's where you get our exclusive parlays of the day that look like this. We're 4-5 this season on parlays of the day. That was 50 to win 400.
And we're 5-1, not 4-5. Please don't say 4-5.
I'm shot. We're 5-1. I'm sorry. And this was last week's. Last week's was a fucking banger. There was our under rushing total. So yeah, if you guys would like to tail us on Instagram, it's at Degen Fantasy Premium. Anyway, Nick, yeah, that's but you can do stuff like that.
Also, no voice modulation. We're not hitting you with the hitting you with the cloak.
If you want to come find me because you missed a pick, my my Instagram is at RockySavo51. If you want to come assault me. Anyway, let's get into the next video.
The Packers are going to upset the 49ers. This is going to be a high-scoring game, and I think in the end, Jordan Love's going to make a throw to win it for the Packers. I think they win it.
Wow. That would be insane if the Packers took down the 49ers in the divisional round like the first year after Aaron Rodgers leaves.
Because he never beat them in the playoffs.
0-4 in the playoffs against the 49ers. The crazy thing is that if that happens, imagine how big Tampa Bay Detroit comes with those two teams knowing if they win, they host the NFC Championship game.
Could you imagine if it's Tampa hosting Green Bay?
Oh my God.
That would be the perfect for the way this season has gone.
No.
Dude,
History
what the
repeats
fuck?
itself.
Yeah,
These guys are
people love, but we were talking about this last stream, Nick. We were talking about people love getting on social media and just saying the obvious dumb choice and then coming in and being like, "Yup, this is who I'm riding," just so everyone can one, do what we're doing right now and talk about it, and two, be in the comment section being like, "This dude's fucking shot. He better live and die on his words. This dude doesn't know football." But it gets.
I mean, I can't blame them. It's fun blatantly lying on the internet, but if we're being realistic, there's no way. There's no way.
The thing is, when we were talking about that topic, I stopped mid-show. I didn't stop the show, but I was like, "Dan, give me a second for a TikTok." And I looked at the camera and I took all the worst picks I can take, and I took Green Bay over the Cowboys as a joke, and that hit. And people are coming back to that TikTok. They're like, "Yo, bro's actually on point." I was trying to take the bad picks. I was like, Houston's gonna beat Joe Flacco because whatever and then they all like majority of them hit.
We're like fucking 4-2 in that fucking TikTok.
I was trying to be an asshole, and it worked, and it didn't work. I hit a majority of the picks I took because I was taking the obvious underdogs. But yeah, people love just saying random shit. There's no way Green Bay comes in and beats San Fran. There's just no shot unless fucking McCaffrey fucking breaks a leg and fucking Brock Purdy gets a concussion. There's no chance.
Hey, it's a possibility. Listen, anything could happen this season.
It happened last year.
I would be shocked if fucking San Francisco lost.
Who was the biggest upset last year of the NFL playoffs?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Was it the Chiefs and Eagles last year? Who was it?
In the Super Bowl, yeah.
It was, yeah. Who did San Fran lose to last year?
Eagles.
I don't know.
Was it the Eagles? Yeah, we're shot.
The
It's
Eagles
okay.
game was the game that Purdy got hurt, and then they lost by 40 because they had Josh Johnson starting after he was on the team for 2 days.
I think I got 2 more TikToks, and I got a hockey one we'll save for a little bit later in the show. Let's get through this last one right here.
Man, the NFL just got caught slipping. The NFL is slipping, all right? My buddy just sent this to me. He lives in the Memphis area. This is a local news station, okay? Reba McEntire, Usher, Post Malone are slated to perform at the Super Bowl. But look what it says. At San Francisco 49ers and Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl matchup on February 11th. Do we look dumb to you? I mean, honestly. By the way, shout out to my boy Dantry. He just released a song called 90s Bills as well. It's on Spotify. It's pretty sick. But NFL. We started off by seeing the purple and the red.
The odd song
and
plug.
that theory has just been circulating around social media from the beginning of the season. And then you throw that in our face. You have local news stations.
All right, bro. You're good.
He goes, do I look stupid? And then pops up the stupidest face I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, dude, you look fucking dumb as shit. Okay.
Now,
By the way,
that photo though was debunked as photoshopped. If you look at it long enough, you could tell.
I mean, it's
that
clearly
Yeah,
fucking
it's
Photoshop.
so
like
funny.
clearly Photoshop.
And then he comes in and he's like, dude, do I look stupid? By the way, my Gay Lovers new song just came out. So anyway, do we look stupid, NFL? That was, yeah, I saw that. I knew I had to drop it in. People will believe anything at all if you just feed it to them. It's like we're in the whole fucking generation of following people on social media. Like no one thinks for themselves. Everyone's just like, well, if that's what they're saying.
Well, that TikTok popped up on my for you page, and I was watching it, and I was like, this definitely looks Photoshop, but I want to hear him out to see what he says. And then he plugged his 90s Bill song, and then I just boop boop boop.
Like, yep,
no one's listening to your shit.
That was a good attempt. Hey, good little marketing strategy. He's like, by the way, if you like terrible music, this is where you can find it.
Is it terrible though? I'll look it up.
I don't know. Is it terrible?
What do you guys think about that Super Bowl logo thing, though? Did you guys hear about that conspiracy?
No, what is it?
Fucking pull up something. Pull up, say.
Tell me about it as we go.
Go into Google, type in Super Bowl logo colors conspiracy. Pop that shit up. Let's share your screen, too.
All right, Super Bowl
logo colors conspiracy.
Okay.
I mean, if we're going by that theory, then that would mean this Super Bowl is Ravens Niners,
49ers.
That's my pick for the Super Bowl. So that's kind of
but pop
high
it up
chance
and
of that
see.
shaking out.
All right, hold on. I got it. I got it.
It's interesting.
It's worth
an
looking
interesting
into.
little theory. It's not. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm gonna instead of sharing it, I'm gonna download it and drop it in because it's gonna be all fucking weird on Google.
The NFL is officially listed as an entertainment company.
It is.
What? As of is it officially listed?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
hold on.
it's not listed as like a sporting company. It's listed as like an entertainment.
People do think that's because it's a different tax bracket too, though. Like you get, as an entertainment, you get charged less tax and shit.
All right, let
like
me see if this will show the full display of it. Oh, it's way too big. Okay, I'm just gonna screen share it. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Present. Nope, not that one. Present. I got it. Share screen.
You just got fucking dirty porno on your screen.
Hey. So that's the biggest I can get it. So the Bengals and Rams.
Look at the colors.
The Eagles and the Chiefs.
Look at the fucking colors.
And the Niners and the Ravens.
And if you notice that every team in the last 3 years, every colors, the team with the smallest color on the bottom wins. So this year, I think they have more purple than red. So in my eyes, wouldn't that mean San Francisco fucking wins this year?
I mean, that's my pick to win.
Put the mortgage on it. Put the fucking student loans. Everything. Put
Listen. It's very interesting that 2 years ago it was orange and fucking yellow, and these come out before the fucking playoffs start. It's very weird that 2 years ago it's orange and fucking yellow. No, I don't think it's before the season. I think I forget when this one came out, but it did come out during the season, I think. But it's nobody had the Bengals fucking going to the Super Bowl that year. Nobody had the fucking Bengals going to the Super Bowl.
Dude, that's fucking wild.
It's fucking interesting.
That's still kind of crazy that Bengals team went too. Joey B's first full year.
I was thinking that. I totally forgot the Bengals went to the fucking Super Bowl.
Rookie year.
And it just so happens that the color is orange and yellow that year. Like, come on.
Damn, that's crazy. Okay, so I mean, we could just ride the Ravens and the Niners to the Super Bowl with our sports bets, huh?
I think that maybe we just pick the Niners over the Ravens in the fucking Super Bowl and just fucking we'll probably get like plus 400 on that right now, plus 300.
I mean, shit. Fucking run it up. All right, so what we're gonna do for the rest of the show is, I think that we should recap how the fantasy season went a little bit because Nick had some fantasy experience. We've all had some fantasy experience this year, and then after that, we're gonna transition into some hockey, basketball, and MMA, and then we'll end the show here. So, I was in 3 leagues. Dan was in how many leagues? 3. Nick, you were in how many leagues?
I was in like 8, but there was only one that I had money in that I took seriously. So I'm just gonna talk about that.
Nick's watching every game. It doesn't matter who's scoring. He's like, yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like
I just joined a bunch of random leagues and put it on auto draft and just saw what happened.
Did you have Tony Pollard on any team?
I did.
I'm so sorry.
Tony Pollard, I had Tony Pollard the second half of last year. I was super high on Tony Pollard. I wanted to draft him, wasn't able to. Happy I didn't.
Who's all right, going around the horn here. Who's one player that if you guys are going to the next year's draft that you absolutely need on your team? Who's the one player that like you don't care who you have, you just need him?
Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra? Okay.
Yep.
Nick, who are you taking?
Well, if I'm just looking at guys that I had on my team this year going into next year, not necessarily first round picks, but 2 guys who I'm definitely going to be looking at picking up. You said 1, I'm picking 2. That's Bijan for sure.
Why?
Bijan because dude, he's going to be insane, especially with not Arthur Smith.
I hope. Wait, did they fire Arthur Smith already?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, he's done.
God, I didn't see that. Okay.
Belichick's going to Atlanta. Did I not tell you that already?
Okay,
he was fired the day after he bitched at the Saints coach.
Good. Fuck
yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. I like that pick a little bit more now.
And another guy who I had this year, who was super consistent. Consistency is very hard to find in fantasy football. One guy that I had this year that I absolutely fell in love with, and was double digits every week, guaranteed. Michael Pittman Jr.
That's a good pick.
That's a solid pick. One.
And if he has Anthony Richardson all year,
yeah,
possibly,
dude. If he was putting up those numbers he's technically a free agent, so he might go somewhere else.
Who the fuck? You think Anthony Richardson's going to be good?
Yeah.
Yes.
You think he's going to stay on the field?
I would hope.
If he stays on the field, yes.
Yeah, he's going to be great.
Right.
Those few games he played, he was throwing some ropes.
Yeah, he was. It was a great draft. Yeah, that is true. He was in and out, and then until he was done for the season. I like Michael Pittman. I feel like Michael Pittman's usually a steal every year. One person I really, really want that's not the highest on my list, but somebody that I looked over because fucking he was suspended was Alvin Kamara. I wish I had him. He looked great when he came in and like ended the season strong. But if my one go-to that if I had to get him, obviously other than the easy answer of Christian McCaffrey, I really want Tyreek Hill next year.
Oh yeah, me too. That's really my threat who I'm looking for first round for sure.
Yeah, he's great.
I was one pick away and I had to take Diggs and I was very upset.
I took Diggs too.
I was very pissed. All right, who's someone that you guys drafted this year that like you don't want them to ever play football ever again in your life?
Fuck.
I traded for him. I'll start. Austin Eckler can go fuck himself. That's why I never drafted him at all, ever. And then I had Bijan on a stinker for the majority of the season. I'm like, I'm just gonna make a move here. I traded Bijan and Hopkins for Waddle and Eckler.
I'll probably never roster Deshaun Watson again. I think that's probably
he sucks.
Fuck that, dude.
I thought he was going to be a solid pick. It was horrible. Go ahead.
I think I picked him round 6, and I thought this was a steal. Maybe this was just me being stupid. But I drafted Dalvin Cook in the 6th round because I thought I was super confident
in the Vikings.
In the Jets.
Not in the Jets.
Sorry.
I was super confident that when the first few weeks with Brees being hurt, he was going to start the year off very strong.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, he was going to have a really good split in carries with Brees and probably be a solid flex option. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was miserable. Fucking miserable. That's another play. I was trying to get Brees Hall all year.
He ended up as the running back 75.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I want to look at who
that was
finished
a deal. Because he still had 1,000-yard season his last year on the Vikings. I thought he was going to be a really solid pickup. Nope.
Dan, if you had to guess who finished wide receiver 1 this season.
Oh man. Fuck, I don't know. Nico? Was it Nico?
Oh, Jesus Christ, no.
I have no idea who.
It was CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, yeah.
He finished wide receiver 1 on the year. Who finished QB 1 on the year?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Running back 1, obviously.
McCaffrey.
Yeah, McCaffrey.
2 was Tyreek. 2 was Hurts for QB. Dak was at 4. You know what I really want to talk about? Fucking Jamar Chase. He went second in a ton of drafts. Second or
literally
third.
like every draft.
And he looked fucking terrible. If you took Amon-Ra finished, where's Amon-Ra? Amon-Ra finished 3. Tyreek finished 2, and CeeDee Lamb finished 1. None of them went in the top 3 picks at all. And all those, and dude, Puka fucking Nakua finishes wide receiver 5 on the fucking year.
He had such a good year.
Where is he going next year in the draft? Where is he going?
He'll go top 3 rounds. Yeah, he'll go top 3 rounds.
Probably.
I think it's going to be a really good year for those teams that. And Dan said his favorite spot to pick in snake drafts, even though he hates snake drafts, is the 10 or the 1. He thinks it's a good spot because you get the double pick. If you get the double pick and you can stack Puka with a running back, that's a really, really, really good spot.
I think everybody's going to be on Puka coming into this next draft, and I'm going to fucking kind of settle in and let them waste their pick on Puka. I don't think he's going to have a great second year.
You think he's going to have the sophomore slump?
Yeah.
I think.
Go ahead, keep going.
I think the first 2 picks this year were kind of a bust because a lot of people picked Jettis first.
Yep.
And even though, and this kind of goes against, I kind of disagree with the picking at the 1 part. The double pick is nice, but a lot of people picked Jettis first, and he had a really good season, had amazing weeks. But that 5-6 weeks where he was out, a lot of the teams that I saw struggled without him.
Yeah, absolutely. And
it's tough if you have a first overall pick because your team relies on them very heavily, and if they get hurt, those weeks kind of get tough.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to really hit on the double picks after that.
I'll place a free bet tonight for either of you if you can guess who the running back 2 on the year was.
Kyron Williams.
Dan?
Damn, that was a good one. Mixon?
But he also missed 5 weeks. That's tough.
I'll give you both one more chance.
Oh, Mostert. I had Mostert.
Okay, so he's got Mostert. Dan, what do you think?
I don't know. I have no idea.
All right, so Mostert finished 3. McCaffrey finished 1. Do you know who was number 2? Number 2 was Travis Etienne.
Oh,
get the fuck out of here!
Travis Etienne had 284 fantasy points, and fucking Christian McCaffrey had 392.
Jesus Christ.
And then right behind him with Mostert. Mostert finished with 267.
So the team in my league there was a team in my league that I think started the year like 8-0. They ended up losing, I think, second round of playoffs. But he had McCaffrey and ETN.
That's fucking insane. Did he win?
And he had Kenneth Walker in his flex spot.
He lost fucking second round, he said.
Wow, Jesus Christ. And I think before we finish with this fantasy football topic, I think the biggest surprise for me, other than like the Puka Nakua and people busted, like, or not even surprised, how do you think Devonta Adams is going to do next year? Do you think he's worth drafting in the first 4 rounds?
Yes.
I think
absolutely.
upside, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What about Calvin Ridley?
No.
And the other topic I want to talk about before we ended up on the fantasy football side is coming into the draft. Everyone was talking. No one talked Puka. Everyone was talking Jordan Addison or Quentin Johnston. Jordan Addison obviously had a great fucking year. Quentin Johnston looked fucking terrible every game. He had so many opportunities with Keenan out and Mike Williams out. He looked fucking terrible. Would you draft him late next year?
No, not until they figure out what the fuck they're doing down there.
What about Justin Herbert?
No, not unless they have a great coach. They have to get a fucking good coach.
Herbert's starting to get overrated, in my opinion. He's good, but that team's just terrible.
I agree. And go ahead.
But before we get off the fantasy topic, I just want to talk about how I am the fantasy football GM of the year. Even though I fell a game short of playoffs and ended up sweeping my consolation tournament, I just want you guys to hear the difference from draft day to the team I ended with.
All right,
so I'm just going to list all players, starters, and bench.
Okay.
Started the year with Burrow, Jacobs, Mostert, Diggs, Amari Cooper, Njoku, Godwin, Brandon Cooks, Kittle, Dalvin, Antonio Gibson, Tyler Boyd, Jared Goff, Jalen Hyatt, and Juju.
Okay.
That was the
draft.
team I started with. And let me find the team I ended with once I pull it up. I ended the year. This is pretty much an entirely different team. I think there's one person that I started with day one. Stroud, Singletary, Bijan, Pittman, Devontae, Taysom Hill, Jaden Reed, Tyjae Spears, Kittle, Godwin, Boyd, Goff, Rashee Rice, Mostert, Darren Waller.
Jesus Christ.
Having Rice in there is such a huge advantage. Pittman went off when in games he wasn't hurt. And I think there was one
that
person.
Was like 2 games, though.
Dude, grabbing Stroud was fucking crazy. That's
the
that's the
Stroud I picked off waivers like week 12. I got Jaden Reed off waivers. Spear off waivers. Yeah.
You got Stroud off waivers. Dude, all right, so just stemming off of that, which is a fucking crazy turnaround. So you actually like juiced up your team. I'm surprised that, like you said, you swept your consolation games.
Oh yeah, murdered them.
I bet. So in just for quarterbacks, how do you think the first 4 teams should go draft wise for quarterbacks? Where is CJ Stroud in the mix with Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes? Where do you draft him?
I think
he's definitely got to be top 5 off the board.
So do you take?
I don't know if he's top 5, but he's in the first 2 rounds. Yeah, he's in the first 2 rounds.
Would you
not top 5 picks, top 5 quarterbacks off the board.
All right, I'm going to name quarterbacks, and you're going to tell me if you're going to take Stroud over them or not. All right, you taking Stroud over Josh Allen?
No.
Okay,
No.
you taking Stroud over Jalen Hurts?
Yes.
Taking Stroud over Mahomes?
Yes.
I would.
Based on this year's play, yeah.
Are you taking Stroud over Joe Burrow?
Yeah.
Stroud over Dak?
I'm going to say no on that one. Yeah, I'll take him over Dak.
I think Dak's a fraud, so yes.
And then give me one more quick quarterback that's really good that I'm missing. Stroud over Tua?
Oh, yeah.
I'd probably take Tua. If we're thinking about like,
I mean,
regular season, because that's when fantasy fucking exists. It's not the playoffs. I'd probably Tua has the highest. Like, he's got the best wide receivers, I think. Honestly.
Yeah, that is a fair point.
That is true.
Very fair point.
I'm missing one more like really big name quarterback, aren't I? Oh, I mean, you could use Stroud over Purdy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, cool. That was a good little segment to wrap it up. So CJ Stroud is going to be highly sought after in the NFL drafts.
I'm going to try to get him again next year.
I've never had him, and I really want him bad. So I'm going to break down a little bit of what we've been doing lately with our picks outside of football while we wait for the weeks to come through. We've been taking a lot of hockey. We've been taking a lot of basketball. And there's one TikTok video I wanted to show you guys because it's out of a TikTok. And Nick, I don't know how much you know about hockey, but there is one TikTok talking about this team called the Winnipeg Jets. And out of nowhere, they sucked for years, and they are playing phenomenally. I think they're the number one team in the West. And this is not a sports betting video at all. It's just a breakdown on how them as a team. And all year, Nick, we've been hitting on this betting prop of shots on goal for hockey players. I came into betting and never betted before, and I just know hockey so well. We were ripping shots on goal, and I came out of the gate super hot. But use this video as a betting strategy. And the Jets are playing tonight, so there's a beautiful opportunity for you guys to use it. And they're playing a shitty team. So watch this video and tell me what you think about like how you can bet on these guys.
NHL teams hate playing the Winnipeg Jets, and here's why. The Jets have skyrocketed to the top of the league, and it's because of their ability to pressure other teams as a cohesive five-man unit. The numbers speak for themselves. They've allowed 3 or less goals in the last 30 games, and that has them first in the league for goals against. But where they frustrate teams the most is off the rush. This league belongs to teams who can both score and defend the rush effectively. Don't believe me? Well, the Kings are a solid team, but they are currently on a 6-game losing streak, and before that losing streak, they ranked first in the NHL in rush chances against. During this streak, they are dead last in the league. So what's this have to do with Winnipeg? Well, since November 4th, the Jets have shut down their opponents on the rush by limiting them to 5.03 chances per game. That's second only to the Carolina Hurricanes in that span. Just watch Tampa try and get anything going on the rush here on this play. F1 does his job to force Tampa up the boards, and then he's instantly met by pressure by F2. But here's the secret sauce right here. Watch F3 sprint back as the plays advanced up against the boards. This allows the Jets defender to once again meet a Tampa forward with pressure. Knowing that he has F3 back for support, it allows him to be far more aggressive. Another chip beats the defender, but F3 is exactly where he needs to be to snuff out any chances for a rush. The Lightning were met with 3 waves of pressure before they could even have time to make a play. That type of pressure when you're trying to generate offense on the rush makes it a nightmare to play against. And of course, if the Jets screw up, you have a Vezina winner back there to bail you out. We did a full team breakdown on how the Jets have taken over the...
So if you're not a hockey fan, that might have been boring for you, but the one reason why I wanted to bring it up is so to illustrate it to you guys. So we've been riding hockey shots all year. Basically, a shot on goal is anything that hits the goalie or goes in the net. If you hit the post, it does not count. But this team has been limiting shots and limiting scoring chances. They've only allowed under 2.7 goals per game in the last 30 games. So riding shots under against them is a great play. And on top of that, we've been riding right-handed players to shoot the puck all year. If you find a lefty playing the Jets going forward this season, I want you guys to take those lefties under, especially if it's like a 3.5, 4.5, maybe even 2.5, depending on the player. And they're playing Ottawa tonight. So I'm going to pull up the prize picks for who's on the Senators tonight that I would take so I can build you guys a little pick. But Dan, speak on that a little bit because, you know, I started the year really ripping the overs. And then as I got into a little bit of a slump, I started really looking into like tailoring the unders and how that's kind of affected like our betting strategy, I guess.
Well, one, I think what people and what the sports books want you to do is take the over on everything because you want to be cheering for it throughout the game. Makes it a little bit more enjoyable. Unders are a little less enjoyable because you're kind of on the edge of your seat, hoping they don't shoot, hoping they don't score and shit like that. So you're going to be more successful. I think you have like a 53 or 54% on the over that usually hit. With the unders, you're looking at, if you ride it with the unders, you're looking at, wait, you like him for over?
No, not over. I'm sorry. Under.
Yeah, I was going to say. With the unders, if you ride it, you're coming more towards like 56%. So you're going to want to look at the unders anyways, because what the sports books want you to do is take everything over. So yeah, that's kind of, I mean, I feel like we're kind of throwing that into this whole situation And it just helps that you have like an extensive hockey knowledge. Like, you know, all these fucking guys. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, it's just being an avid fan, and honestly, I guess going through the years, like I'm a huge Pittsburgh Penguins fan, so my knowledge has always been on my team. So one thing I feel like that's definitely helped is Chell, because you play NHL on the Xbox, whatever, and you get to know all the players and you watch the games, whatever the case may be, and you know all of them. But based on the video we just watched, and based on also, so I've been talking about how right-handed players make up 36% of the entire league, and they equate for at least 70% of all the shots on goal. It's fucking insane. Because they shoot the puck. It's a mentality. I'm a right-handed player. I'm a shoot-first mentality type player. A lot of lefties love to pass. So I just wanted to build this and show that video just so we can take a small second on hockey for a pick for you guys tonight. So I'm going to take Jacob Chikrin under 2.5 tonight. He is a defenseman, so that's a great play. Tim Stutzel's a fucking stiff, and he's also really, really, really young. Under 2.5 tonight. He's a lefty as well. And then I'm also taking Brady Tkachuk under 4 shots on goal tonight. We just watched the video and you saw, first off, how they defend against other teams, and 2, Ottawa is an absolutely fucking terrible team. So I'm going to make sure I play this tonight, because this was my first opportunity to really look at it, because after seeing that video and talking about Winnipeg, I've wanted a matchup to exploit, and this is the matchup I wanted to exploit. But while we're talking about exploiting matchups, my boy Nick Fine, he's a big wrestling guy. Very well sports versed in a lot of different sports, but he's also kind of into MMA. I don't know how much you are, Nick, if you want to speak on your MMA experience, but I wanted him to extend an olive branch if he would be so inclined to pick some MMA picks for tonight, because there's a UFC 278 tonight or something like that.
297.
So close, though. So close.
Oh, I was just one away, you know?
Fucking 20, just 27 off. Yeah, you're almost there, buddy.
So, Nick, who do you like tonight, bud?
Honestly, tonight, I think it's pretty simple, in my opinion. I think top 3 fights, I think you got to pick the fighters that are in your favor. I think you got to pick Strickland. I think you got to pick Myra, and you got to pick Mike.
Who's Strickland fighting tonight?
Dricus whatever the hell his last name is.
Who?
Yeah.
Dricus Duplessis. Okay, so what you're gonna run into, what you're gonna run into with that Strickland pick, Dricus is very, very fucking good. I know Strickland's like I know he's the house favorite right now because he's fucking wild, but just Dricus is very fucking good. I think he was probably the biggest threat. I thought he was probably the biggest threat to fucking Izzy for a long time. I think Izzy just fought like probably the stupidest fight you could fight against fucking Strickland. So just be careful with that because Dricus can crack, man. He's not small for the division either. And he's definitely not afraid to fucking take somebody down, beat the shit out of them. So I'd be concerned about that.
Do you play MMA fairly frequently?
Oh yeah, buddy.
So
you think I don't fucking gamble? I gamble. God damn it.
So I'm curious to know how you utilize these odd betting strategies. Because I didn't know there's significant strikes. There's fight time in minutes, which is fucking hilarious. So you can really smack a 1 minute.
If you scroll back up, go scroll back up for me and go to fantasy score. That's usually where I try to
fantasy
attack.
MMA.
Well, yeah, but it's you have to look at the scoring chart, make sure you're well versed in that. But you're looking for guys that are going to spend more time in there. You're looking for guys that are going to kind of dominate the fight, obviously. But yeah, that's how it's broken down. That fucking first round win is fantastic. All right, go back to the matchups here. So I would probably stay off that Dricus and fucking Strickland fight. I would prefer if fucking Strickland won, of course, but I don't know. I think Dricus has got the most opportunity to win out of the two. Who did you say you were taking after that?
Let's see. Let me just go back, pull the card again.
Scroll down a little bit.
So, Myra, blah, 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 blah.
Bueno Silva.
No.
That's why I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about. It's fucking Bueno Silva. Okay, so you're taking her against Rocky Pennington. Pennington's got a solid ground game. Silva's more of a cracker.
Hey.
No, she well, shut the fuck up. Anyways, back to get fucking locked in right now, all right? Lock it up.
Locked in. All right.
Anyways, Pennington's more ground capable, I would say. I would stick, especially in women's MMA, I'm sticking more with the more inclined ground game. I'd probably go the other side on that bet if I was a betting man. And then who's your third one?
For the Mike Malott fight, I think I would go with Malott. It's kind of a weak card, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a fucking really shitty card. I'm actually I'm surprised. Why don't you scroll up? Actually, I don't really know much about Mike Malott, and I don't like when a younger fighter, because I have never heard of Malott, so I'm assuming he's just kind of younger. I don't like when a younger fighter goes up against a vet like that. I think Magny is kind of a fucking dog, and he's gonna be able to extend the fight if he needs to. And when you take a younger fighter into the deep water, so to speak, you can kind of break them at this point. So I'm curious to see. I'd probably stay off of that one too. What I'm looking at, scroll back up to significant or go back to this fantasy score. And I would go down to Curtis. Curtis right there. Chris Curtis against Marc-Andre Barrios. Curtis is he's a goddamn dog. He's a big fucking dude. He could crack, and I think he could probably take Barrios out like completely. So I would probably hit that fantasy score over anything else that I mentioned.
With this scoring chart, that's crazy that a first round win and a second round win would get you 175 points.
Yeah, and you fucking need it too sometimes. So just but I would definitely
submission attempts.
Look at Curtis.
You get points for an attempt?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fire. Okay,
get them on the ground and to fucking like go into a choke or something like that. Like it's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult.
Takedown 6 points, decision win 20 points. Oh, first round win. Okay. I thought it was like first round winning the fight, not just like they won the first round. Okay.
No. They have to win the fight.
Okay. I thought they won the first round and then they go on the second round. Okay.
No.
Damn. So if you guys had to pick someone on this board to win in the first round, who would you pick?
Well, I have it pulled up here. We were just talking about Malott. He did pick up or did present very good points with his veteran argument. But his last 3 fights, Mike Malott won in the first round, 249 on a KO. Second fight at 238 with a submission. And then in the second round at a minute 30 in with a submission at 289. So
look at that line.
Who was he fighting?
He's fighting Neil Magny.
No. Prior in those 3 fights prior.
Oh. So his last fight was the one where he won in the second round against Adam Fugitt. The first round submission win was against Johan Lainesse. And then the first round knockout was against Mickey Gall.
Okay, Mickey Gall is trash. He's not a good fighter. And then that second one is Lemesse. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Never heard. You just looking at who they're fighting. They're not. The last fight, definitely an impressive victory, but this is a definite step up in class for him. Magny is a good fighter, and he stayed at the top of the rankings longer than he probably should have, and that's just based off of fight IQ. If you're looking for a line in that one, I'd probably look at that fight timeline. Magny loves decisions, and he loves to take it to decisions. So if you got a line on him that'll take him to the end of the fight, I'd take that. If you go 975 over, I feel like that probably goes to the scorecards. He's going to have his hands full with Magny. I'm sure Malott's a good prospect.
Look at the matchup, though. For significant strikes, Malott's projected 32.5, and Magny's at 23.5.
Magny's not he's not a cracker, but he's an effective fighter. He's smart. And Malat's it's gonna be a test for Malat, dude. It's a step up in competition.
If anyone takes my UFC betting advice, that is entirely on you.
He's like, I just wanted to preface that real quick, guys. If you need Nick's address, you can hit me up. I'll totally send it to you. And
we'll send it to you. Definitely. Okay, but getting back to the fight, are we talking more about this UFC shit or what? Like, what's going on here?
I'm not yet. I just popped it up so we can talk. Okay, Dan. Okay.
God damn it, man! Don't just fucking take it away.
Let him go. Let him rock.
Let him rock.
Okay, so I'm liking a lot of these goddamn lines here.
Who the fuck is this?
He's good. Arnold Allen's pretty good.
He's good. He's good.
He's good. He's good. That Chris Curtis line, I'm smashing. I like that significant strikes over on Chris Curtis too. I think that's going to be a good fucking fight.
Over.
That's probably the best fight on the card. Yeah, take that over.
Nick, do you like Strickland over 72?
Awkward if it was a one-punch knockout.
Yeah, it would, right? Hit that. Go to his. Does it have like the fucking past performances and shit or no?
Nope, nothing.
Oh, those bastards.
Taking Strickland over.
Insane parlay you're cooking up right now.
Oh, look at it. It's got some hockey. It's got some fucking MMA. Right now, it's 20 to win 500. Let me say 50 bucks.
Damn right, baby.
50 to win 1250.
I did not authorize that Sean Strickland pick. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Throw a tennis pick in there too, just for the fuck of it.
Tennis?
Take that fucking pick off. Yeah. What
are you
doing?
What's LOL, Dan?
League of Legends.
No way.
No way. That's
COD
esports stuff.
too.
Hey,
it's COD over there.
There is CS:GO 2 is on there too, and we hit
this
those.
COD? No way, it's real COD.
Yeah, it is.
Probably it's esports. Holy fuck.
No way.
Dude, esports is huge on this fucking app. Dude.
Maps 1 to 3 kills. I'm taking Nero over 48.5.
Fucking get out of go to tennis, goddammit.
Okay. Tennis, I thought you all were kidding.
Tennis. No, go to tennis. It does.
Oh boy. Oh, Djokovic. Novak Djokovic. My bad. Djokovic. Thinking about basketball.
Damn, how many games do they play in the Open? What the fuck?
Best out of 5 sets.
Break points 1.
So is each set count as a game?
No, each set counts. It's 1st to 6 in each set.
Anna Kalinskaya.
29 games in an Open is a lot.
That's a fuck ton of games.
Go back
Does
to
everything have fantasy?
Yeah, everything does. Go back to total games. Take Yannick Sinner under.
Oh,
Yannick Sinner right there.
Yeah,
he's an Italian.
I don't even know who the hell that is.
I have no idea who that is.
He's a tall dude. I was watching this motherfucker play the other night. He's great, dude.
So let me get it. So degen some Apex Legends for me, Dan.
No, I don't do esports. I don't do esports at all.
That's crazy. I'd love to get into the esports side of it because there's an app where you can play games and people can bet on just randoms to play.
Really?
And I'll just skew the lines. I get Nick in there. Yeah, I forget what it's called, but literally, it's a sports betting app where what you do is you just tune into random games and like random matchups. Like Nick, you play Madden a lot. You can do this. You can be on there and you get a percentage of the bet.
I think I've seen this. I think I've seen an ad for this like on TikTok.
Like, imagine if I got Nick into the fucking to the game and it was like I'm taking his under, and I'm like, Nick, dude, I put 1250 on you. Just throw the game. Just
how do you do that? Because hey, if we could cook lines like that, we'll be gambling on this shit all day.
Rocky, play me in shell and then bet me for the underdog pick.
Literally, let's get it. Let's do it. But
sounds good. Fucking line me up for that.
I downloaded the app before. Hold on. Let me look at
it. I'm actually probably terrible at NHL. I only play franchise mode on Rookie Arcade and just score 20 goals a game for fun.
I love it, dude. I'm fucking nasty. I fucking see it all over my fucking TikTok all the time. I can't remember. I don't remember the name. Play as a sports gamer for betting. I'm like, Nick, what are you doing? You just threw a touchdown. I forget what the fucking
coverage. Run Hail Mary every play. Throw it.
Just run into the end zone every time. just run into your own end zone and get sacked. Just a safety. Yeah, that'd be something I'd love to get into. But so I will not be touching this tennis bet because I don't know anything about tennis. But yeah, lock in the hockey ones, lock in our MMA ones. Do you guys have any other topics or related things you would like to speak on before we wrap it up here today on Degen Fantasy?
No, that's it for me, buddy.
If we ever need to cook up any WWE parlays,
do they have WWE?
Some do. A lot of them though, they do the like there's some sites you could do parlays. You could probably do them on Bovada. But like if it's like DraftKings, they usually do like one of like the pool things for like the main event match. And then you pick like how many pin attempts, time, how many finishers.
No shit.
They'll hit.
How many finishers?
That's fucking crazy.
How many finishers? I want 12 619s.
But yeah, both WWE and AEW both have DraftKings sponsorships. So usually they do like a main event pool every pay-per-view.
Yeah. You know what's fucked up about that though is that like where the money's coming in because it's a scripted fucking show, they can definitely just be like, listen.
That's why they do the pools and they don't do like straight bets or parlays on like DraftKings or all the big betting sites because you'll get fucking burned.
They'll be like, yo, listen, you were supposed to win tonight, but a lot of money came on your over, so we're changing the script. Here's the new script. Learn it in 5 minutes.
And I so wish they did parlays because I would win. I'd be rich.
Basically, how you are about these, how I am about hockey.
Better info.
You're just in there fucking like, you know what? I'm taking fucking 3. The entrance is going to be under 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Give me the under. Give me the over on the fireworks.
Yep.
That's funny.
It's
as
crazy
fuck.
though.
All right. Well, huge shout out to Nick for joining the show. Really appreciate you, brother. If you ever want to come on in the future, more than welcome to. Double Down Dan. You can go fuck yourself, Double Down. And yeah, guys, this has been Degen Fantasy. We're streaming. We're kind of off schedule right now. It's Monday.
I haven't broke in a minute.
Yes, that's exactly. See, he knows. Yeah, we're streaming on Monday and Wednesday and probably Friday. We're just gonna lock that in for now. It's been Degen Fantasy. Appreciate y'all. Have a good rest of your night. Hey, lock in those picks. NFL games today. Hockey games today. Yeah.